4 p.m. East African time. Welcome to Newsfeed. This is the TV47. I'm Yusuf Stanley Irungita. In the next 30 minutes, I'll be updating you what is happening in the country and beyond. Now, the war against drug and substance abuse in the country is facing a myriad of challenges, with recent reports from NACADA indicating that children as young as 6 years are now using drugs. Alcohol is still the most commonly abused drug at 3.7 million, with the Western region leading the youth between 25 to 35 years, leading with the uptick at 14%.
And what is also more interesting, more worrying, is if you look at, for example, the age between 25 and 35. This is the age that we are supposed to be, these are the people that we expect to be the most productive and who are now in employment. The preference rate, particularly for alcohol, for example, is 14%. And these are the people we will find in the workplaces. And these are the people you expect to drive the economy.
You look at Central, for example, you have the potable spirits being the most consumed in that area. And the level of poison in this is very bad. That's why a lot of people are being affected in their health and are having major issues. We also see cannabis in Nairobi on the rise and other areas. So in a nutshell, the report is giving us a red danger warning sign to say things are not good.
The findings of this study indicate that 1 in every 6 Kenyans aged 15 to 65 years, which is equivalent to over 4.7 million, are currently using at least one substance of abuse, such as alcohol, tobacco, crack, cannabis, prescription drugs, heroin, or cocaine. And the survey also shows that alcohol is the most widely used substance in Kenya. Further, the study shows that 1 in every 26 males and 1 in every 333 females are currently using cannabis. It's a major concern that the number of people currently using cannabis has increased by 90%.
Also, Eliud Wekesa Simiyu, the self-proclaimed Yesu wa Tongaren, will continue to be detained at Bungoma Police Station for 4 more days, pending the conclusion of investigations by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI. The court made the ruling on Friday, saying that the timeline will allow the DCI detectives to conclude a probe on Wekesa's New Jerusalem Church, faced with allegations of questionable religious teachings. The police are expected to use the aforementioned timeline to comb through Wekesa's home, which they said is believed to be a crime scene, his church, and also have the preacher mentally assessed. The case will be mentioned on the May of 16th, 2023.
In this case, unlike in the case of Pilate, where he was convinced by his wife to wash his hands and has nothing to do with Jesus of Nazareth, I am lucky that my wife is not here to convince me otherwise. I thus find that it is in the best interest of the suspect herein and that of the general public that the application should be allowed for the sake of the life of the suspect, which is said to be in danger, and also for the sake of the public interest, where it is said that there is danger of criminal activities that are taking place at the premises where he manages. I will therefore grant the application and allow the prosecution only 4 days instead of the requested 7 days to conduct the investigation and finish the investigation. I thus order that the suspect be held at Bungoma Police Station for 4 days and the prosecution to conclude their investigation within that period of time. That he be taken to the hospital for mental assessment at the Bungoma County Referral Hospital, and that the police are given orders of search as requested earlier.
Kufanyiwa hiyo si mbaya. Ni furaha tu. Maana mimi najielewa. Niko sawa. Ukiona mtu anakaa na watu ni furaha. Ukiona mtu watu wamempenda wanapika naye picha ni furaha.
Kulingana na kasi yake Baba Mungu, kasi ya Mungu huwa haichunguzwi. Hata vile Mafarisayo waliuliza Yesu hapa awali ati ufalme wa mbinguni jinsi utakavyofika utakuja katika njia gani? Na Yesu akawaambia ufalme wa mbinguni uko katikati yenu. Leo hii mahali hapa tuko na ufalme wa mbinguni na akiwa ni Yesu. Hasa mahali pale kuna malaika Shadraka, Abednego na Meshaka walipitia katika haya na Mungu hakuwaacha wakaipika.
Right away from kazi ya Mungu matters, police officers allegedly raided various homes of ex-Mungiki leader Maina Njenga in the wee hours of Friday morning. According to Christopher Wafula, a worker in one of Maina's homes in Nyahururu town, a contingent of police officers arrived in 3 Land Cruiser vehicles at around 6 a.m. and said that they were conducting a search. The officers later left without saying a word in his Lavington home in Nairobi County. The eyewitness, who sought anonymity, said that at least 30 police officers raided the house at around 3:30 a.m. and began conducting a search. It is alleged that the officers left the premises a few minutes to 7 a.m. together with Maina's family and a worker. The DCI is yet to publish an official statement on the matter.
Masaa ya asubuhi sana nilitembelewa na wageni ambao ni maafisa wa askari. Wakatuambia wanataka kufanya search huku kwa hii boma. Tukafungua, walikuwa kama radikuru 3 hivi. Wakafanya search huku pekua. Alafu baadaye wakaenda, but nilisikia boma zingine za bosi wangu walikuwa huko wakafanya hivyo. Sasa tujui venye kunaendelea.
And we'll definitely be updating you on that story as it unfolds. Elsewhere, the Coast Consortium of NGOs that include human rights activities and faith-based organizations has decried failing policies in existence supposed to drive a sustainable nation in matters of economy and justice. The activists have addressed the state of the nation, citing that increased taxation and the high cost of living has continued to influence the burden at the household levels. At the same time, they have pointed a finger at the state's intelligence over the Shakahola sin, which has attracted both national and international concern, urging the security apparatus to be proactive.
High cost of living and overwhelming taxation to Kenyan citizens. Access to justice for victims and families of enforced disappearances and killings. Inconsistent transfer of resources to county governments as expected by devolution process. Emerging trends in radicalization and violent extremism attached to the cults in the country. Access to information as enshrined in Article 35 of the Constitution is still wanting, especially in public participation processes both at the national and counties level. Regional imbalance, especially in employment and leadership structures formed by the government. Continuous political animosity among coastal and national political leaders, even on matters that require unity of purpose.
A country and citizenry that is already overburdened with taxes, hiyo ni kitu ambayo itakuwa inatuumiza sisi kama wananchi. And the middle class, for many years, middle class walikuwa hawajaanza kufeel pinch ya maisha. Lakini sasa wale ambao walikuwa wanajiangalia kama middle class, sasa wao ndio wamekuwa walala hoi. They cannot even afford simple and basic things in life.
Hawaangalii kwamba hii issue ya finance bill inaathiri sisi wananchi kwa hali ya juu, hadi kwamba mpaka watu wanaingilia misimamo na itikadi kali. Tunapoona kwamba kuna issue ya Shakahola, ukiangalia kiini cha hiyo issue ni kwamba watu wamepoteza mwelekeo, hawajui wapi pa kukimbilia, na wanaona kwamba wanapodanganywa kwa akili potovu, hilo ndio jambo pekee yake ambalo wanaweza kulifikiria kwamba ni jambo ambalo linaweza kuwapatia suluhu.
Well, preparations for this year's Madaraka Day celebrations to be held in Embu have entered homestretch as the military conducted the first rehearsal on Friday. KDF Deputy Commander, Construction Engineers Brigade Colonel Morris Wende said 2 more drills are expected to be conducted on May 19th and 24th before the main event slated for the 1st of June. The stadium has been under renovation for the last 3 months at a cost of 300 million Kenyan shillings by Modern Precast K Limited under the supervision of KDF. About 90% of work on the 8,700-seat capacity stadium, according to Colonel Wende, was complete, saying they were confident the remaining portions will be completed by the 20th of May, which is the due delivery date. He noted that they had been able to enhance the capacity of the stadium by making use of the open spaces where tents will be erected to stretch the capacity to over 10,000.
Structurally, we would say we are at 90% completion, and that has been realized from a project period of 12 weeks out of 14 weeks. We are currently on the 12th week of the construction period. The parade rehearsals have been conducted on this grass, and it is holding very well. So we are just doing some minor touch-ups to flatten the potholes within and the uneven grounds. This stadium was placed at the lowest point of Embu town, and all the waters from the surrounding roads and buildings were channeled through this stadium. We've been able to deal with that water through the stormwater drainage design that we've adopted, and we don't anticipate further interference with the pitch from stormwater. In terms of the services, the water supply, reservoir, electricity supply, that is also fully done. The works that are lagging behind is majorly the VVIP driveway within the stadium. The works are going on in earnest, and we have synchronized the completion date for that work. The finish will be in Cabro blocks, and it shall equally be completed within the projected completion date. And here, for that particular component, we anticipate to complete it by 20th of this month. As you have seen, today we've just held the first out of 3 rehearsals, the KDF and other disciplined forces rehearsal. The next one will be staged on the 19th of this month, and the last one will be staged on the 24th.
And some health tips just for you. Health experts in the country have advised Kenyans fighting stress and depression to try conscious breathing as a way of self-defense. According to statistics, many people around the globe will resolve into drinking alcohol and smoking so as to handle stress. But this, according to Vincent Law, a transformational breathing trainer, may lead to serious illness instead. Law says conscious breathing will easily release stress, and this does not need a helper, as one can do it by themselves at any given time.
Today's conference basically of conscious breathing. I've learned that a lot of the times people normally try to achieve things in life but forget a lot about themselves. So we want to better what we do, those we love but forget ourselves. So today's session basically has helped me to relax and also remind me that I need to take care of myself. So through the conscious breathing, I've been able to really relax, find peace, and be able to get a deep understanding of who I am.
Through conscious breathing, I've really learned a lot. Like, it's a new thing. It's a thing that I've never experienced. So it has helped me to find myself, and through it you can just feel the calmness, you can feel like the atmosphere is just silence and everything just cool down. So I would advise anyone, maybe you have pressure, you have hard things or things that are going on in your mind, this is a good thing. Just try breathing do this exercise. It will really help you unasikia too like you are very relaxed.
Right, now preparations for the burial of the late Mukami Kimathi are at an advanced stage, with security beefed up ahead of state dignitaries and the opposition leader Raila Odinga. PS State Department of Internal Security Raymond Omolo is paying a visit to the family ahead of the procession Saturday. Reporter Willie Dennis Njiru is on standby for an update. Very good evening to you, Njiru. What can you tell us at this moment?
Thank you very much, my colleague in studios, Nyaringita. Indeed, as you can see just behind me, there is a very earth movers kind that just doing their last minute bid here. It was quite wet in the morning, and they are taking no chances that will ensure that everything will be okay as of tomorrow. Because if you have to just check on the compacting that is going on at the moment, this one tells you that this place was actually very soaky, and we had a lot of hard calls around this place. And with the heightened security and expecting high dignitaries from the government, indeed nothing is left to chance, bearing in mind that this is indeed a state funeral. With me, I have a family spokesperson who is going to be telling us his name and exactly where we are. We understand PS Raymond Omolo was here. He did give a brief, which we are going to be sharing this evening as news. So where are we at the moment?
I want to agree with you because you and I, my name is Moses Mbudia. Moses Mbudia is I'm firstborn of Mbudia. Mbudia is the brother of Mukami Kimathi. But that aside, I want to agree with you that you and I witnessed the arrival of the PS, internal security, and everything went as the program and mentioned, as you have said. The other pillars, the work going on, the meeting behind us, the Kamukunji of the office of the Deputy President and the office of the President working on very well. I must say now that we are good to go, and we cannot doubt whatever is going on. The tent are up, the roads are being worked on, and my guess is as good as yours that things will be all right tomorrow.
This is a state funeral. The president is expected here. The Azimio leader, opposition leader Raila Odinga is also expected here. So we are going to have speeches from the government, that is our leaders. So we are going to have a segment of the church, and we are going to also have a segment of the Mau Maus. So how are we going to address all these issues all together?
This is a state burial, as you have said. And being a state burial, it's a state burial. And you know what happens when there's a state burial. But when you attend a burial anywhere in the world, you don't ask for a ticket. And so everyone is invited. And we cannot at any one time have barriers for anybody. We are not even looking at the political divine, because this mama was a state lady. And so she cannot discriminate against anybody. The assurance is security is paramount. We are not interested in the side shows of whoever comes, because everybody is welcome in this home of Mukami Kimathi and to an extent Dedan Waciuri Kimathi.
Talking of side shows, the county governor of Nyandarua, that is Kiari Badilisha, and PS also put together that the issue that was to be addressed about the remains of Dedan Kimathi have since been shelved until we give a honorable last respect for Mukami Kimathi. So what must the citizens expect after this?
I think we are jumping the gun, because the issue at hand is burying our mom down there where the grave is being worked on. There are things that have not been completed, and we shall look into that. In 2 weeks' time, we are expected to give a report back. And in the process, there will be the agenda item of the bones at committee. And I think there we shall invite you, you will contribute, and we shall contribute, and we shall give you a very detailed information about what we are doing. Because we also have the family of the Dedan Kimathi, the real, the owners of the wife. Because here we are talking about the wife of Kimathi. Now we have the grandson, and the sons, blah, 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 of the family of Waciuri, because Kimathi was born by Waciuri. So we have the Waciuris here. We shall work together, and we shall work, as I've said, as a unit, and be able to address that agenda when that time comes.
The Deputy President was here for a Requiem Mass on Sunday and indeed gave some good promises to the family. What must we know as at the moment?
I do not want to open the cut. They say what? I think there are some internal details that are meant for the family because there are some specific appeals that were done by the family. But the top on the agenda was the bones of Dedan Kimathi. The other small things, I must say, which the Deputy President was able to address and handled very well. And in Kikuyu we say Shamushiti Shomo. Yes.
That means what in
that means you cannot disclose everything, even where you are setting up your toilet. It's not worth it. Yes.
So we are expecting 10,000 guests tomorrow. You're prepared for this as we wind up?
Yes, the 10,000 number will be handled. This is a big place. Remember, this was the land owned by the judge in 1921. We have everything. Even if you don't have enough Ulaino, people can jump into a maize plantation and do what is supposed to be done. So I want to say, the space is enough for any Kenyan, and we expect everybody from all over the country, over 45 tribes. We expect at least some representative, and we are ready to receive them.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Stanley, that is part of what we are expecting tomorrow from, that is a spokesperson of the family, who is indeed a relative of this family. As we expect to see much more by the end of the day, we understand that whoever has been delegated the responsibility of erecting the dome tent, he said by around 9:30, 10 p.m. tonight, everything will be up and running. That is including live TV screens across the two tents. One is far behind me, and one, if my camera person could just pan slightly to one end, that is the dome where we are also expecting the president and other government dignitaries, and that is where we are going to be having the main function, also where the church will be conducting the function. Sorry for that. We have had, in a few minutes back, having military planes, choppers flying around just to do a bit of recce to ensure that the environment is good and where exactly they are going to be landing. You understand that we are in Nyandarua and we have a lot of forest cover around here, and they were indeed here to ensure that everything is all okay. And indeed, as you have heard, what the family spokesperson has said is that the PS internal security was here, Raymond Omolo, who ensured that everything is up and about and running, that there is a good move by the government so far to ensure that there is a flow of everything come tomorrow. To bring you up to speed, the body leaves at Lee Funeral Home early enough at 7. From 6 to 7, there will be a slight 1 hour of body viewing. Then from there, it is all going to be road treks, no helicopter for her. That is as per the briefing that was conducted earlier today. Now, after the procession arrives at flyover, that is on Nakuru-Nairobi highway, about 25 kilometers from Naivasha town, there is a turn-off on your way to Njabini, and from there, the governor indeed said that we are going to be having a fleet of locals from around this place who are going to be indeed having escorting the remains of Dedan Kimathi's wife.
All right, we do apologize for that. The whole probably some network issues
there.
Willie Dennis Jiro in Njabini, Nyandero County, just giving us the latest updates for the burial of Mukami. And basically we'll be giving you this particular updates tomorrow on Saturday as they unfold. Definitely a whole matters, politics and everything that will be unfolding. Now, elsewhere, residents of Faza and CU Islands in Lamu County are living in fear after losing their livestock due to pollution from an oil and gas company in the area. Human rights bodies such as Save Lamu say they want immediate intervention from relevant authorities so as to save residents who will otherwise lose everything.
bila jamii kufahamishwa ni athari gani ama.
Right, we do apologize for that sound hitches. Now, as the world marks the International Nurses Week, Machakos County continues to experience a huge shortage of nurses. Machakos County Health CEC Dr. Daniel Yumbua says so dire is the situation that some hospitals in the county are forced to operate without nurses. According to Dr. Yumbua, the native fact of the predicament is that millions of the already struggling Kenyans will be forced to dig deeper into the pockets to get specialized treatment.
And the theme for this year is You Make a Difference. And indeed, nurses of Machakos County, you make a difference. We are around over 1,200 of us. The numbers are going down, but something is happening around it, and I'm sure Waziri is going to comment on it.
Over the years, the late hours that you put into your work, the exposure that you put yourselves in when you are handling complicated cases, has not gone unnoticed. We have had several meetings, and I just want to give the commitment of the governor that we know, one, the numbers are few, the requests have come forward. She tasked me to establish the number of nurses in each facility. The facilities that are completely challenged include those that have only one nurse, the dispensaries. We have identified them, and we do know whenever a nurse goes on off or on leave, there are challenges in that particular facility, and therefore the report is getting due consideration. And I want to assure you